Hey, Courtney Kessler here. I hope you're doing well. Just wanted to record this quick video for you and show you what I've got going on here. So, this month I'm opening a brand new EggPrepRx fertility strategy case study for women and couples who are ready to stop guessing and move toward pregnancy with a more strategic plan. I'll be working closely with a small number of women and couples to identify what may be getting overlooked and build a personalized strategy. So, whether you're trying naturally, preparing for IVF, planning a retrieval, or getting ready for transfer, the objective is simple: to help you move forward with greater clarity, confidence, and a plan built around your unique situation. Over the past several months, I've been working closely with a small group of women using this exact process. Some were preparing for IVF, some had experienced failed cycles or miscarriage, and others had been trying to conceive for months or even years. Their stories were different, but I kept seeing the same pattern. Important pieces of the fertility picture were often being overlooked. And once we identified those gaps and built a strategy around them, the things started to look very different. So let me show you exactly what we focused on. One of the biggest lessons I learned during my own fertility journey is that a standard fertility workup isn't always the complete picture. As a doctor of pharmacy, I began looking for factors that might be influencing fertility outcomes, but weren't always being fully evaluated or optimized. And that's what led me to develop the framework I'm about to show you. It's designed to help you identify potential blind spots and prepare more strategically before your next retrieval, transfer, or cycle. Whether you're trying naturally, preparing for IVF, planning a retrieval, or getting ready for your transfer, those next 90 days can be incredibly valuable. This is often where we have the opportunity to identify patterns, optimize underlying factors, and build a more informed strategy moving forward. In a recent case study, Alex was able to conceive naturally after 3 years of trying and being told IVF was her only option. She followed the EggPrepRx fertility strategy for just 4 months and conceived naturally. Let me show you another example. Sarah was 42 years old when she came to me. 2 years earlier, she did an egg retrieval that yielded 11 eggs, but only 4 reached maturity. Before her next cycle, we spent 90 days focusing on preparation and identifying potential factors that may have been getting overlooked in that previous cycle. 90 days later, they retrieved 21 eggs, and 17 of them reached maturity. For Sarah, that completely changed what felt possible moving forward. I've been through this myself, and after going through my own retrieval and now working with so many women trying to conceive, I've realized something important. Most women aren't failing because they aren't trying hard enough. Most are already doing everything they know to do, taking supplements, changing their diet, tracking ovulation, going through treatments. The problem is that nobody has helped them understand what actually deserves a closer look before the next step. And that's why I created the framework I'm about to show you. It's the exact process I wish I had before my own retrieval. So, if the problem isn't lack of effort, the next question becomes, what should you actually focus on? That's where this framework comes in. Whether you're trying naturally, preparing for IVF, planning a retrieval, or getting ready for your transfer, this is the exact process I use to identify what deserves a closer look. Because the goal isn't just collecting more information. The goal is uncovering the factors that may be standing between you and the outcome you're hoping for. And once we identify those factors, we can create a much more strategic plan. Let me show you exactly how that process works. The EggPrepRx fertility strategy is built around 3 phases. First, we assess. We look at the full fertility picture, not just individualized lab values, but your health history, symptoms, previous treatment cycles, and fertility goals. Next, we identify. This is where we connect the dots and uncover patterns that may not be obvious when everything is looked at separately. And finally, we strategize. Once we understand what deserves a closer look, we create a personalized plan designed around your specific situation and your next step. Because the goal isn't to delay your plans. The goal is to help you move into your next step with more clarity, more confidence, and a strategy built specifically for you. One of the most common things I hear from women is, I don't want to waste another cycle. And honestly, I completely understand because fertility treatment isn't just about money. It's time, energy, it's hope. Every cycle carries an emotional investment, which is exactly why I believe it's so important to take a step back and make sure you're moving forward with the most informed and strategic plan possible. One of the biggest misconceptions I hear is, it's too late for me because my cycle is already scheduled. And that's simply just not true. Many of the women I work with start while they're already preparing for their retrieval, transfer, or next IVF cycle. In fact, one recent client already had IVF on the calendar when we started working together, but she conceived naturally within 90 days before her scheduled cycle ever took place. The goal isn't putting your life on hold. The goal is making sure you're doing everything possible to support the best outcome moving forward, whether that's natural pregnancy, a retrieval, or a transfer. In this program, you'll work directly through me. We'll review your fertility picture, identify what deserves a closer look, and build a strategy around your specific goals. Because fertility is not one size fits all, and that's why every recommendation is personalized to you. So, before you invest more time, money, energy, and hope into another cycle, I believe it's worth making sure you've looked at the full picture. Because one of the hardest conversations I have is when someone discovers later that there was something important that could have been identified sooner. Not because anyone did anything wrong. Sometimes it's not about doing more, it's about knowing where to look. That's exactly why I created this process. The goal isn't to delay your plans. The goal is to help you move into your next step with more clarity, confidence, and a strategy built specifically for you. If this approach resonates with you, I'd love to invite you inside the EggPrepRx fertility strategy. Together, we'll take a deeper look at your fertility picture and create a personalized strategy for your next step. Because this process is highly individualized, I intentionally keep the number of women I work with limited. But if this feels like the kind of support you've been looking for, just reply, "I'm in," and I will take it from there. Talk soon.